You know, every single day, you probably send dozens, maybe even hundreds of messages without giving it a second thought. It just works. It feels instantaneous, almost like magic. But what's really happening behind that simple tap of the send button? Well, it's an incredible engineering ballet, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that magic is made.
So picture this. You've just typed out "see you in 5" and you hit send. What actually happens in that split second between your phone and your friends? That's the journey we're going to trace today, literally from your thumb all the way to their screen.
All right, before we can send even one message, we have to lay the groundwork. You can't just build a little app for you and a friend. You've got to think big. You have to design it for millions of people right from the start. And that all begins with understanding the unbelievable scale of the challenge.
Yeah, that's right. 50 million. Just try to wrap your head around that. We're talking about building a system that can handle the conversations of an entire country, all at the same time, every single day. This one number? It's going to dictate every single decision we make from here on out.
And of course, it's not just about sending a simple text. Our service has to do it all. One-on-one chats, group chats, it needs to show you who's online right now, work on your phone and your laptop at the same time, and, this is a big one, never ever lose your chat history. These are the absolute non-negotiables for any chat app today.
Okay, so let's tackle our first big technical problem. How does your phone even talk to the main service in the first place? We need a connection that's not just reliable, but also super efficient and, instant.
Well, back in the day, you had things like polling. This is where your phone would basically just nag the server every few seconds. Anything new? Anything new? How about now? It was really noisy and super inefficient. Then came long polling, which was a little smarter. It would ask and then just wait patiently for an answer. But honestly, both of these are kind of like hitting redial on a busy phone line over and over again. We can do way better.
And that better way is something called a WebSocket. Forget all that redialing. A WebSocket is like having a private open phone line directly to the server that's just always on. Your phone doesn't have to ask for new messages anymore because the server can just push them down this open line the very millisecond they arrive. It's persistent, it's two-way, and it is absolutely the key to real-time chat. So, we've got this awesome, always-on phone line. But where does it connect to? Let's step inside the chat service itself. The best way to think about this whole thing is as a massive, high-tech digital post office, one that's built from the ground up to sort and deliver billions of messages.
Now, this digital post office has three main areas. First, you've got the API servers. Think of this as the front desk, handling all the admin stuff like your login and profile information. Then you have the chat servers. This is the giant sorting room, the real workhorse, managing all those open WebSocket connections and routing messages. And finally, you have the database, which is like a massive, super secure archive for every single message ever sent.
Ah, the archive. This is a really big deal. We're not talking about your average filing cabinet here. We are talking about storing trillions of messages, forever. A normal database, like one you'd use for a simple website, it would just completely crumble under that kind of pressure. So what do?
It all comes down to using the right tool for the job. A classic relational database is totally fine for structured stuff like your user profile. But for the sheer volume and speed of chat messages, no way. It would be a catastrophic bottleneck. That's why modern chat systems use a key-value store. It's not just a little better, it's essential. It's incredibly fast, and you can scale it out almost infinitely to handle that never-ending stream of messages. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so we've got our connection, we've got our digital post office with its lightning-fast archive. Now it's time for the main event. Let's follow a single message from the sender to the receiver. This is the final and most crucial leg of the entire journey.
All right, here we go. You hit send, your message zips through that WebSocket to your assigned chat server. Instantly, that server grabs a unique ID for your message and slams it into the database so it's safe and sound. Now comes the big decision. Is your friend online? If the answer is yes, the message gets forwarded to their chat server and down their WebSocket in a flash. If they're offline, no problem. The system just sends a push notification to their phone to wake it up.
You know, that brings up a really good question. That little green dot next to your friend's name, it seems so simple, right? But how does the server really know if someone is connected? What happens if their internet just blips out for a second? You don't want their status flickering between online and offline like a broken light bulb. The solution is just so elegant. It's called a heartbeat.
As long as your app is open, it sends this tiny, silent signal to the server every few seconds that basically says, hey, I'm still here, I'm alive. If the server stops hearing those little heartbeats for, say, 30 seconds, only then does it say, okay, they've disconnected and marks you as offline. It's a really simple but incredibly robust way to manage who's online.
So let's just zoom out for a second. We've followed the journey of one little message, but now it's time to just step back and appreciate the massive, totally invisible system that makes all of this possible second after second for millions of us.
And really, this is the core idea to take away from all of this. That easy, effortless conversation you're having, it's the result of this incredibly complex, finely tuned system of connections, servers, and databases, all working together in perfect harmony just for you.
And if you need one last number to really feel the scale of this, try this one on for size. 60 billion. That's how many messages are sent every single day on the big platforms. The tiny journey we just followed, it happens 60 billion times a day, invisibly, reliably, and almost instantly. It's just mind-boggling.
Once you see the complexity behind something as simple as a chat message, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Think about it. From a quick search to streaming a movie, our digital lives are just full of these incredible invisible journeys. So what other everyday things you do are powered by a whole world of complexity you never even see? It's a fun thing to think about. Thanks for coming on this journey with me.